How's it going, everybody? CityZilla here for another episode of City Skylines, and in this episode, we are going to be working on our college town area in this little island guy. And to be honest with you, I'm not super happy about how it turned out. I think most of it is just related to this path around the outside. I was honestly playing with the notion of maybe just deleting it all and redoing it, but I think if I did do that, all I would do is just terraform the island to be more symmetrical, I guess, so that we can make a pattern that would make sense. And so I was kind of thinking about, like, if this were real life, they definitely wouldn't do that, especially for this city. There's a ton of space, and for them to dredge up this little island, I think would be a waste of public funds. If it was like a beach city somewhere, like maybe um, in a city that had a ton of money and what they were looking for was that island look, then sure, I could see that. But for this setting, I just don't think that that's realistic. So I did end up making a couple changes. I deleted the entrances on just a couple of these so that we could create road access. As you can see, we are having some issues with police, and then also funeral pickup, and then also trash. And a lot of it was just related to services not being able to get onto this road. And so I actually just deleted that, and so I'm hoping that it does fix the problem here in a second. And so let's go ahead and jump over to this area. We are so close to our next unlock. We have the academic works. We're just fluctuating with our students. It's funny. We were higher than 1800, and it was the academic works that we needed. And then the second it went up to 17, this dropped back down. And so, of course, the game just wants to give us one more challenge to tackle. And so what I did want to work on today is a transit hub right here. I thought it would be really cool to incorporate a rather large kind of sunken transport hub, because I really like the look of the sunken metro that we got with the Bridges and Piers DLC. And I think it just looks really cool seeing all these, seeing all the tourists and our Sims using this transport hub. I mean, this thing stays really busy. It's at 3,169 right now, and it fluctuates up and down. And we still do have one more line that we are going to connect to this new hub. And then I think we're going to do another end of line, because I think as we expand out this area, this whole area of the city could be deemed maybe even a separate city. And so I thought it would just be a really good idea to do another train end of line here so that we can make another access point for intercity train. And then we are going to end up building up some residential around it, mainly because we need to get this up. And one of the easiest ways to get more students is to just zone more residential. So let's go ahead and jump in. I did want to start off by first off going in here, and then let's see. I think we will end up wanting to turn these into 4-lane roads, but I think for right now maybe we won't. But let's go over here, and we could turn them into one-ways like we had initially planned. I just don't know if that's going to be necessary. I think we will end up doing the 4-lane though, and so I do want it to be at a location that is somewhat even. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I thought it was not even. So it looks like if we come out like right here, maybe 2, 3, 4. Yep. You know what? I think that is pretty close. It's not ideal. I was definitely hoping for something a little more lined up with our current grid, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you know what? It looks like it has 3 on this side, and it's actually 4, so it's an odd number. We can just shift this over a smidge. I think this would be smart, just because I do want to keep the little bit of symmetry we have going on. And that should be good. Let's go ahead. Yeah, so right there is good. So it's about even. And then what we're going to do is just bring this out. I don't really know how far back we're going to end up creating this just yet, but I do want to kind of put these barriers here so that we can go in here and go to shift ground. Yep, wrong direction. And I don't think we'll go that deep. I think we will choose maybe right there. I think that's probably even a little too deep. But we'll go ahead and level this out and then see how it looks. Yeah, you know what? I think that's going to be kind of weird, like if the transport hub was built in here. If it was natural, then sure, but for them to build this, I think it would be super weird. But I think this height maybe is a little more realistic. It still is pretty sunken down, but this could be seen as like a huge investment opportunity for somebody. Like maybe a developer purchased this land and they ended up getting some zoning rights to be able to do some special like high-rise residential in here, and they really saw it as like an opportunity to do something nice for this area. And then the city's deal was just that they incorporated a transit hub in there, and so I've seen stuff like this. And it's kind of funny, the way that I got this idea is from pictures online of transit hubs. I did a quick little Google search and I was just looking for something cool. I was like, I want to do something different. And I had seen this picture of this, it was sunken down. I don't know if it was this far, but it had a huge glass train station in the middle, and it just looked really cool. I was like, you know what? I think if we could get something like that working, it would just look really cool here. And so I did want to come in here. And so what I was thinking is we could have a road come down the middle, and then we'll probably have it terminate right here and do maybe a roundabout, and then put our glass box end of a line train hub right there. And then that comes with a metro, but I did want to put in a couple more metros, and then I think we were going to do an underground tram network for this this college area. I thought it would just be really cool. I ended up getting a sunken tram station. Yeah, sunken tram station, and it's by unknown, of course. And I thought it would just, you don't really see underground tram networks a whole lot, and so I thought it would be interesting to incorporate that here. And so let's go ahead and start off with this road. And so I did want to use one of the fancier roads with this. Yeah, European 4-lane. Which one did we use over? We used the American one. And so we could do the same. We'll do the American 4-lane. Is there an American 4-lane? European 2-lane, 3-lane highway viaduct. It's funny, I always forget about that guy. I don't think there is. Oh yeah, there you go. No, that one's a little different than what I was thinking. I was thinking this one, but we don't need the 6 lanes. So we'll just go ahead and choose this guy. And then we'll come up here and let's have it come down like, say like right there. Okay, so I think that is actually pretty good there. It does look a little steep. You know what? You know what? It's not too bad. And we are going to end up putting in some key walls around the outside and kind of cleaning this up. And so what I was thinking is we will come up here and just go 1 over. And I want to turn off road guidelines so that I can get to that. Maybe we'll go, yeah, 2 up, and then we'll come over again. We'll go like that, and let's see how this guy fits. I think we'll go like right there. Hey, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. I think this, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like maybe if we did a slope here instead, this could look a little better. I mean, we could do a park right there, though. We'll go ahead and build it out, and we might end up getting rid of this. And so what I'm thinking for this area is we'll just come up here and kind of smooth this out. I want to find a level location with the end of that. And I do want to continue on with this barrier. We'll end up either removing or changing those, but I just kind of want to have a barrier for the landscaping tool. And so we'll come in here and just kind of finish this. Just want it level with the end of that, and then we will choose our slope tool. So like right there, and then just yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I could have done underground. I just when playing with this before doing the episode, I tried to do the underground and I thought it looked really weird, and so I decided against it. Yeah, there you go. And so I think the slope is a little bit better. Though we could still do underground, but we'll see. I think maybe we'll do a bridge right here. I thought that would just be really cool. Don't know how it's gonna fit, but yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty interesting. And then the trains will actually go underneath it. I like that. Yeah, there you go. And then we could even, I mean, we could do the park right there. I think what we'll do is get rid of this guy. And then I think I'm just going to do a slope right here. So I think it would just make a little more sense. Yeah, you know what? I think this is gonna look better. We do lose the bridge, but I just don't know how I feel about 1, 2. Yeah, be like right there. I thought it looked a little too steep, and so I think this looks better. It's still a little bit bumpy, so maybe we can come in here and just smoothen it out a little bit. Remember, these people they have a ton of money. They're trying to really develop something special here, and so they're just blowing money. But I think that looks good. It does kind of eliminate our little sunken down area right there, but I think it creates an opportunity for us to maybe do a grand entrance right here. And so I did want to come over here, and we're just going to go to this guy. And I think what we'll do is... Yeah, you know what? We're going to actually extend this. We're going to make this a little bit larger. I was sitting here thinking about what I wanted to do. And I think with this current size, it's actually going to be a little weird for us to create the kind of space that I want to. So I think if we go like this, because I wanted to create a little middle ground like that. And I think this is going to help us get that. Yeah, there you go. You know what? I think that is exactly what I was looking for. And we could even... No, we'll keep it like that. And then let's come in here, go to this guy. I wanted to do the glass ones. Thought the glass ones looked really good. And you know what? I think we will actually do 2 smaller roads off the side of this guy. Nothing crazy, just enough to create the space for us to put. Okay, so I think this is what I was going for. I did end up turning them around. It's kind of funny when placing them before they had gone slightly different colors, but they both came out the same color this time. Which is cool. I think having them the same is good, but I like the glass look, having this whole courtyard thing. And then I think what we're going to do here... So what I was thinking is we could take our little sunken guy here and find a nice spot for it. I wanted to... Maybe we could have it right there, but maybe we'll come up here and we could do 3 on either side. So maybe I'll do a small little road. I think we will do a one-way up here. We will go 2. Yeah, I think this could be good. Let's look at this. Yeah, you know what? I like that. It's right across from the train station, and so if somebody wanted access to the school, they could get it really easily. I was kind of hoping to have stuff more centrally facing. I was kind of hoping to have things facing this road, but I guess it's not a big deal. And now I did want to put in our key walls real quick. took a little finagling. I did end up changing the road to a bike road, just because I think it would be really nice to have bike access in here, and so decided to switch it around. And then I think we're just going to do these protected roads with the bike lane and then the parking, because having street parking down here would also be pretty important. We do want it to be 2 lanes, though. Yeah, it's 2 lanes, so we're good. I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of traffic using these, but you never know, and so I don't use these roads a whole lot. They are kind of small, but I like that it has the dedicated bike lane, and then it also has the trees. It's really nice. And then it also has this parking on the other side, so it's a really nice road. I used to use them quite a bit, but ever since I got the Vanilla Plus Plus roads, I don't really use these as much. And so I really like how this is coming together, and so now all I want to do is connect everything up and then detail it. And so I think what we're going to do, and this is kind of contrarian, but just because we're here, I want to detail this first, and so yeah, you know what? I think that looks pretty good. And it's kind of funny, I should have done the metro lines first, because we are going to have to demolish some stuff. But I think we should be good for most of it. I just know that we're going to need to put these underground. So we're going to come over here, like that, and then we will actually just dive it in here. Yeah, there you go. And then let's see if it's the same. That's pretty good. So now we got our tunnels. They look pretty good. It definitely did mess up a little bit of our landscaping, but I don't think it's too terrible. I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that, just because the hills are something that we can't really do anything about. And then let's go, so we got metro. Let's go ahead and finish those metro lines real quick. Alright, and so let's go ahead and I think what we're going to do for this one is actually create a new line. And so we'll go up here, and then this one has those 2 extra bays, and so I think we're just going to go in the middle there. And it does create a little bit of an issue for that middle section, but I think we could even possibly... No, this one's only got 2. So I think this one works well. This works as like a mini transfer for anybody who wants to maybe come over here. And then we could actually loop this around and have it do the same thing right there, just on the opposite side. I think that might actually be smart, because then anybody who... No, you know what? The trams will do that. And so we got 2 lines in, and then I think for this one, what I wanted to do was come up here. Yeah, there we go. And then we will just do this line as back and forth. It's basically just for people in this area. And then it completes this. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8 lines going into that behemoth of a transfer terminal. And there you go. Do I think having this many metro stations is excessive? Probably, but I was going for that whole vibe. What I'm hoping is that we're going to get a lot of people kind of walking around here, and it's just going to look really cool once we get it all set up. And then for the tram line, what I wanted to do was kind of looking at this area, and I was thinking like, man, what could we do? And I was looking at this, and so we have this space in here, and with Anarchy, I'm actually able to squeeze it right here, and it doesn't even touch that back path, and I think it just looks really cool with these trees. And then we could even come back in here and fix these trees. I think it's these guys. Yeah, there you go. I think that just looks really good. It blends in with it really well. And then it frees up this space for us to put in this tram line. I think this location is just perfect for it. And then it looks like we are just going to have to straighten it out a little bit. It is, because of the blocks, a little off. So we are just going to shift it over. Right there. I think that's great. And then let's just put down some trees around this guy, and we could, because we already have the orange over here and we now put the orange inside our little transit hub, I think it would be fair to assume that these would just be around this area as well. Yeah, you know what? I think that cleans up the area a little bit. Could even come in here and do a couple bigger trees. Maybe we'll do, you know what? I think these look interesting. We'll do 3. And then let's, you know, I did that landscape a little premature again. I want to connect this up. Yeah, there you go. I think that looks pretty good. I did have prep and tree anarchy on though, and so it didn't take up those trees. It did take out those little middle ones though. That's interesting. I guess because collision. Yeah, there you go. I think that looks pretty good. And then let's just draw in this tram line. Tram, and then don't need any road. We just need two-way tram road. Standard tram tracks both directions, and then we will go under. All right. And so now, after a little bit of finagling, I finally got it to work. And then we should be able to put this guy in. Oh, he has no way of turning around. Interesting. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll have this loop around. So we need some sort of turnaround. Though we could just have it turn around underground. But I do need to do a depot anyways, and so let's figure out some other locations. At least we'll do one more. Because then we could have it come above ground for a smidge. So we're going to do two residentials right here. We have one right there. We could do a tram stop coming up here. I think, you know what? I think that could actually be good. And then we could actually put a tram depot around here. So let's see first about putting a tram depot over here. I don't know how I feel about that. I think that looks kind of weird. It'd be very weird to have. Maybe we'll, you know what, we'll have the tram come down this main road. I think that could be good. Yeah, I like that. I think that is interesting. And then what we can do now, we could just put the tram depot right there, but I don't think that that's good. Yeah, there we go. Did a little bit of a roundabout right there, and then I think we were just going to come in here now and finally do our one line. But at least now, I mean, this is a cool feature. Again, I've never seen this underground tram, and then it does actually provide some good access for this area over here too. And so this is actually really nice to have. Yeah, there you go. We've got the little turnaround. And so we have a whole little underground network, and then it comes up here, and then our little tram depot is right there. And ideally, I mean, that should work. I think having the little tunnel right here is a little interesting, but I know that we're going to end up putting the other school right here anyways, and so we may end up finagling this tunnel to be somewhere else, but I think for right now that ends up working out. And then, so we got the 2 metro, we got the tram, and then let's just do the train real quick. And this one we're just going to follow the lead of the last place and kind of do a similar design for this. One thing that we've learned is that these require a lot of space. So I think that's a really nice setup. I do think maybe we'll do a local line here too. No, you know what? We already have access. We don't need to. This is just going to be for inner city. And so now let's go ahead. I think we'll put some offices in here. Let's just do a small little 2-lane road. Yeah, there you go. And then we can do just a little bit of offices. This would be some nice access for these people, and so yeah, look at that. That's great. Be a cool little spot to have an office, and it would be super easy to get to work. Oh, looks like we forgot to do water. I'm just going to do that real quick. Yeah, there you go. And unpause, and it should be all connected now. There we go. And it's got water. We got good water availability. We're definitely getting low, so we will have to figure something out. Looks like do we have a cemetery over here? Yeah, we have a couple crematoriums. Does look like maybe this other side is a little too far. So let's go ahead and we'll just put one more crematorium. You know, we'll do one over here too. You can't have too many of these. Especially because your city kind of dies off all at the same time. You go through death waves. And then this guy is having some serious issues. I wish that the cemeteries just reached over here. That should be able to reach there, but we'll see. I think this looks really cool. I like that we were able to do the trains. I do think that we still have an opportunity to do maybe some more rocks or something up here, but I think we will maybe delete this for right now. Because what we could do, this looks terrible. I mean, that looks a little better. There's still a couple little bumps here, but it's mostly just for the change in elevation. So I think it would be okay. We'll just have to wait and see if a train comes. If a train doesn't come, then we know that it's not okay. But I think what we'll do is we'll actually come in here and close this off and do some key walls right there. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. And we'll probably end up terminating those at a little bit better of a location, but on the next episode we will be building up this neighborhood and just figuring out a little bit better of a spot for this. Looks like these need water too. Do have a pretty good demand for residential. And there we go. And so it looks like, oh, we got a train. Nice. So we got some people. Man, we got a boatload of people coming off. That's great. And let's see. Oh, yep, we got people waiting for our trams. This is really cool. I like the whole underground tram thing. I think that's just awesome. Let's see if we're having any issues over here. Oh, yep. Surprised that this needs electricity. It's right there. It's like literally a couple. I could have just connected it on that side. Yeah, there we go. And so now these should start pumping out some trams, and let's come in here and see about our new lines. So what is this tram number? Yep, tram 9. So we got 5 trams. We got 1 tram coming on. Man, this is already being used quite a bit. I'm actually surprised. Let's here and choose color. Do we have? Yeah. We could do like a white or green. Yeah, that makes sense. Perfect. And then let's see if they have any issues crossing this road. Because they're not going to be crossing the train tracks that often, and that's why I think this wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, you know, I think it's already done with all the trams. So here we go. First couple stops. And these people are already using it. This is fantastic. And then, so there's one right here, so they can easily walk over there. And so now people don't have to walk all the way down here to get to the metro line, which is just great. But then they can also get way over here if they need to. And we got people walking down here. Great. What I was hoping for. That's why I chose this one with little benches and everything. Hoping that people will be walking down here. Oh, it looks like there's a graduation. People got all their dogs out. Yay! Doesn't seem like a lot of people. I feel like we had a bigger graduating class than that. But it seems like this whole thing should be filled, but this is... I thought they just threw their hats too. Apparently they brought multiple hats. Nice, we got some people using our bike lanes too. Look at that. That's great. I knew we've been missing this. We were supposed to put in bike lanes before, especially for a college campus. But now we got them in, and so people are coming to our little plazas. People are taking the bikes around. They're coming up here. And let's we're gonna need to check our metro lines. It doesn't look like anybody's using this guy. So let's look at our metro lines and see what we got going on with our lines. Alright, so looks like we got a light blue. Oh, this is our big one. Yeah, I mean, it's still big. Look at that. It's 240 something people. It's got a lot of trains. I mean, this is probably our max for this. That's why I was kind of hoping to provide a couple more routes, and I think we did. So this should ideally start to drop just a little bit. Blue. Purple. Red. Darker red. Yeah, there you go. So let's see how many lines. It's already got 604. Oh, that's the one. Oh, that was already. It was the one that goes to the zoo. I mean, it's, you know, definitely showing. We should probably bump this one up. We'll bump it up to 8. Just because, I mean, this 220, 230, where is this? Yeah, it's at our zoo, and so. And this one too. Yeah, so our downtown. Which is good, I mean, people are coming out here. Great. So let's look at our other ones. This one. 3 vehicles. I think, you know what, because I think this one is just the shuttle. Yeah, it's just from over here to there. And so if somebody wanted to change lines up here, like maybe these people wanted to go over here, maybe these people wanted to go to the train station, they could. They could just come up here and then transfer. But I don't expect this one to be a crazy busy. Because I could end up looping it around and it would be probably more effective. I think that would actually be better. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, there we go. And then that way we can actually come in here and delete this purple line. Yeah, there we go. And so now it would come up here, stop there, then come around and stop there instead of having that little shuttle. I think that would just make a lot more sense. It does increase the trip just slightly, but I think it would be better for this area. So let's go ahead and look at that line again, because that was the big one. So it bumped it up to 14 because we increased that size, but that makes sense. So we're really pushing this line to the limit. We'll let that one play out for a minute. Because this line over here, look at all these people. This is just crazy. Where are all these people? What line is this? This is insane. There's no reason why this line should be this. Oh, it's that same line, but look at this. 360 people. So I guess we'll bump up to 9. And we'll see how that does. Because, I mean, for some reason everybody's just taking this line. Maybe they're going straight to the zoo. Yeah, maybe we'll bump this up to 10. So this one's just crazy. I'm guessing this is this line right here. Where are they all going? So they're coming down here to our little casino area. And a lot of people are actually coming here. Should start once these ungroup. So we got another one coming already. We'll let that play out for a second, and then let's look at your tram lines. Pass. Oh, they're still tied up. I think these will break in, try to space themselves out before. Yeah, they do. I think they're still caught up over here. Yeah, they are. They'll wait. Whenever a guy's at a stop, they'll wait to put space in between each other. So it's just going to take a little bit. Once these get going, though, this is really going to be a good line. Hey, there goes area. I like that, though. I like these stations. I think they look really cool. And they seem to be pretty popular. I mean, I think this whole setup's working out really well. So I think this looks really good. I like how it looks. I like that we did the Sunken. I like that we have the little bridge there. I initially wasn't planning for that, but this thing is already just super popular. There's so many people using these lines. I mean, this one's actually probably the least one. This is just the direct route from Transit Hub to Transit Hub, but this one is just, you can see all the people. I think that's it for this episode. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think of this Transit Hub. I was planning for this thing for a long time, and then so let's go ahead and get this road real quick. And so on this next episode, we are going to deal with trash issues. As you can see, we're having a ton of issues over here. I'm really hoping that by connecting the boardwalks, it's going to fix it. But then we're going to turn these into residential neighborhoods, and I want to start incorporating some more unique buildings. We are so close to getting that 100%. I mean, not really, we're 89%, but what I'm hoping is by building on this area, maybe even building up something over here, we can kind of increase our chances of that. But I think this looks really cool. I think this honestly looks better than what I was even initially planning. I have been playing around with this for a while, but I think it looks cool. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.